Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, puts her heart on the line this week on The Bold and the Beautiful. After realizing that Ridge Forrester Torsten Kay is losing interest in her, Taylor will make a drastic move to try and save their relationship. But will her plan backfire? Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers ahead. Brooke, Logan Catherine Kelly Lang is caught up in a whirlwind reunion with her other ex-husband Nick Marone, Jack Wagner. The former married couple hasn't spent time together in a decade. They have a lot of catching up to do, but Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge Forrester Torsten Kay will be green with envy when he learns that Brooke is spending time with his half-brother. According to B&B spoilers, Ridge is a horrible actor and it won't be long before Taylor Hayes and his daughter Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes, would both accuse him of being jealous of Nick and Brooke. This week, Taylor will shock Ridge. His ex-wife proposes to him and asks him to remarry her. Regardless of whether Ridge says yes or no, it's not going to end well for poor Taylor. If Ridge admits that he still has feelings for Brooke, Logan and turns down Taylor's proposal, she's going to be devastated. Ned there's a chance her broken heart syndrome symptoms could rear their ugly heads again and she could have heart complications again. If Ridge Forrester accepts Taylor's proposal and she starts making wedding plans, then he's just prolonging the inevitable and setting her up for an even bigger heartache down the line. Imagine Ridge says yes, but then he ends up hooking up with Brooke before he is supposed to say I do. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say, Ridge is damned as he does and damned if he doesn't. If he is honest with Taylor about his feelings for Brooke Logan, it could literally put her in the hospital or kill her. Do you think that Ridge will say yes to Taylor? Or will he turn her down and risk her health? Los Angeles is no stranger to drama, but when Dr. Taylor Hayes begins showing signs that her past heartbreak has returned to haunt her, literally, the emotional shockwaves could threaten more than just her fragile psyche. With Ridge torn between Brooke and Taylor again, and Steffy dealing with her own chaotic love life, the Forrester matriarch may find herself slipping into a dangerous medical spiral. 1. She may not survive this time. Could broken heart syndrome return to destroy her and the family she's so desperately tried to protect? A storm returns. Taylor's strange symptoms begin subtly, a forgotten cup of tea, a dizzy spell, a tightness in her chest as she watches Ridge laugh too intimately with Brooke at a Forrester Creations event. Taylor, ever the calm therapist, brushes it off as stress. After all, she's counseling her own daughter through Liam's spiraling confusion. Brooke's ongoing friendship with Ridge is becoming dangerously flirtatious again, and she's trying to maintain a semblance of peace in a family known for warfare, but something isn't right. A visit to the hospital for what she believes is a panic attack brings a name back into her orbit. Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, better known as broken heart syndrome. She's showing the same symptoms again. Finn warns a stunned Steffy, and this time, it could be much worse. Finn sounds the alarm, Ridge stunned by the diagnosis. Finn, torn between professional obligation and personal ties, delivers the news to Ridge in a private moment at the hospital. She's not just upset Ridge. She's physically ill. Her heart is literally hurting. If this escalates, she could go into cardiac arrest. This isn't psychological, it's real, and we need to figure out what triggered this, fast. Ridge is gutted. He's been distant, yes. He's spent more time lately reminiscing with Brooke than he should. But hurting Taylor wasn't his intention. You mean to tell me I broke her? He asks, voice barely above a whisper. Finn doesn't answer. The weight of guilt begins to settle on Ridge like a boulder, and it won't take long before Brooke gets wind of Taylor's condition. And the tension between these three explodes. Brooke's guilt and her dangerous decision. When Brooke hears about Taylor's condition, her first reaction is defensiveness. She's always been emotional. Ridge, are we really saying you're responsible for a heart condition? But after seeing the medical reports herself, something shifts in Brooke. A flicker of guilt, maybe, a crack in the confidence she's worn like armor. Flashbacks begin to swirl, the champagne-soaked nights, the whispered promises with Ridge, the near kisses they've shared at work and at Eric's mansion. It all begins to look less like fate, and more like the slow destruction of Taylor's stability. Brooke makes a shocking decision. She tells Ridge she's backing off. If being with me is tearing her apart, Ridge, maybe we're the ones who need to walk away. But Ridge isn't so sure. The man who's always had his cake and eaten it too might find himself, for once, without either woman. Steffi snaps and unleashes on Brooks. Steffi snaps and unleashes on Brooks. Steffi has long blamed Brooke for many of her family's issues. But this time, she's done playing nice. Marching into Brooks' office at Forrester, Steffi unloads years of resentment. You destroyed my mother again. Do you even see the trail of damage you leave behind every time you bat your lashes at my father? She's sick, Brooke, her heart is failing. And if she dies, I swear to God. Brooke tries to remain composed, but Steffi's words rattle her deeply, not just because they're cruel, but because they might be true. Later, alone, Brooke breaks down in front of Hope, confessing her deepest fear. What if Ridge is her destiny? But it comes at the cost of Taylor's life. Thomas returns and makes a shocking confession. Thomas reappears on the scene after hearing of his mother's condition, and he comes bearing news of his own. He's left Paris and possibly even Hope behind. I realized I can't build a future if my past is still bleeding, he tells Ridge and Steffi. I came home to be with Mom. But I also came home because I need to fix something. What he reveals next sends shockwaves through the family. I think this all started when I encouraged Mom to fight for you. Dad, I told her she had a chance, that you wanted her, that Brooke was a distraction, but I lied. I didn't know how you felt. I just wanted Mom to win. For once, Steffi is horrified. Ridge is speechless. And Taylor, overhearing the confession from her hospital bed, feels the walls closing in. It wasn't fate, it wasn't destiny, it was a manipulated choice. Her heart, literally and figuratively, may not survive the revelation. Flashbacks, regrets, and one final letter. As Taylor's condition worsens, she begins slipping in and out of consciousness. In a particularly harrowing moment, she experiences a vivid dream, or is it a hallucination, of her past with Ridge. They're young again, on the beach. He's promising her the world. But it all fades to black. Back in the hospital room, Taylor begins writing a letter, a goodbye, of sorts, to Ridge, to Steffi, to Thomas, to the life she wanted and lost. Finn finds it moments later and rushes to stop her from giving up. You still have a chance, Taylor, but only if you fight, not for Ridge, not for what could have been, but for you. A new specialist, a new hope. Enter a mysterious cardiologist, Dr. Naomi Chen, an old colleague of Taylor's from her time overseas. Naomi is cool, clinical, but empathetic. I've treated this condition before, she says. And while emotional healing is key, there are new treatments. But Taylor has to want to live. With Naomi's help, and Finn's constant presence, Taylor slowly begins to stabilize. But her emotional recovery is still fragile, and Ridge's guilt only complicates it. The ultimate decision. Ridge makes his choice, and it's not who you think. After days of searching, Ridge visits Taylor one last time. She's stable, awake, pale, but smiling. He holds her hand. I don't know what I was doing, Taylor. I thought I could have both worlds. But I realize now, I can't keep breaking your heart and expecting you to recover. Taylor closes her eyes. A tear rolls down her cheek. I'm leaving, Ridge says. Not with Brooke, not with you, just away. Maybe I need to figure out who I am before I hurt anyone else again. Taylor doesn't stop him. She doesn't beg. She simply says, then do it, and find peace. I'll try to do the same. Brooke and Taylor, a final conversation in a rare moment of grace. Brooke visits Taylor at home, weeks later. I don't expect forgiveness, Brooke says quietly, but I wanted you to know I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Taylor, surprisingly calm, nods. I think we've both been chasing the same dream, Brooke. A man who doesn't know how to choose. Maybe it's time we choose ourselves instead. They share a moment of bittersweet laughter. And something that feels almost like peace, a new era, or the calm before another storm. As Taylor recovers and Ridge disappears into self-imposed exile, Los Angeles takes a deep breath. But this is the bold and the beautiful. Peace is only ever temporary. With Thomas lurking in the background, possibly ready to stir trouble again, with Brooke slowly being drawn toward a surprisingly charming new face in the fashion world, and with Taylor on a fragile road to healing, the next heartbreak could be just around the corner. But one thing's for sure, Taylor Hayes is a survivor, and if she's facing broken heart syndrome again, this time she'll fight to survive it on her terms. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.